So you're thinking about buying a house in Buda, Texas. Well, in today's video, we're exploring David Weekley Homes in Sunfield, a new construction massive community in Northeast Buda. We're gonna explore two different David Weekley homes that are currently for sale, talk about the pros and cons I'm seeing in the different layouts, the price they're asking. I think this house is priced way too high. And we're gonna look at the model home and just talk about the incentives they're offering. We're gonna get after it right now. Hey, Daniel here, your local Austin area real estate expert. If you're thinking of making a move to the greater Austin area, be sure to subscribe to the channel so you can stay up to date on the latest real estate news. I typically upload twice a week on this channel, every Tuesday, Thursday, and I cover a wide area around Austin from San Marcos all the way up to Georgetown. So definitely explore the channel and subscribe. I'm sure you're gonna find videos that are applicable to your situation. You know, I was a teacher for 10 years before I jumped into real estate, but I found that a lot of the skills that I had as a teacher really translated well over into being a real estate agent. Being honest, having a good work ethic, good communication skills, and just helping people achieve their goals is still really important to me. So it doesn't matter if you're looking to move in 9 days or 90 days. You can give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email, or schedule a Zoom call. I'd love to help you find a great home and a great deal in the greater Austin area. So now let's look at Sunfield, bigger perspective. Tax rate here is 2.63%, not too bad for new construction, and the HOA is $800 a year. That comes out to about $60, $65 a month, which is pretty good when you see the amount of amenities they have here. Talking about amenities, they have lakes throughout. You can see that throughout the entire map here. They do have catch and release also, which I thought was really neat. You can go fishing at these lakes if you're a resident. The red lines throughout the map you can see are trails. So they have 16 plus miles of paved trails, hike and bike trails. So if you're the type of person who likes to exercise outside, that's really nice to have that in your own community. And now looking at the north side of the map, we can see we have a Kiddie Academy daycare, so a daycare close by. Just south of that is Sunfield Elementary School. That feeds into McCormick Middle School and Johnson High School, Mo and Jean Johnson. It's a brand new high school. Well, it was new when I taught. It was probably 5 years ago or so when it first opened. Really, really nice facility on the west side of I-35. And then you have the Doral Academy Charter School if you do want to go the private route. On the far west side, you can see we have a fire station, a Baylor Scott and White hospital, and then what's not pictured on here is there's a children's hospital on the other side of that street too. So nice having those two hospitals right there. And then looking to the left of this map, we start with the first of 3 amenity centers. So this is the Sunbright Activity Center. It's the first amenity center that they put in with a couple pools there. Going over to the next one, dead center in the middle of the map, is the Lazy River Amenity Center, which looks amazing. Very jealous. I really wish my neighborhood had that. And then the final one that they actually just opened is the Lakeside Amenity Center. It's really high elevation, beautiful view overlooking the lake. Not in the summer when I'm recording now, but in the future, I'm sure it's gonna have a great view. Last thing I'll say here is you look at the bottom, you can see the different home sites available. So 40 foot, 45 foot, 50 foot, 60 foot. And then David Weekley does a 65 by 85. Where they're building is further south. So anything really far south near that lake and then southeast, that's where the new home construction is going to be. So if you do the to-be-built route, that's where you're going to be looking for that. Last thing I'll say about the home sites, 60-foot home sites, yes, they are wider than a 40-foot home site, but that doesn't always mean it's bigger. You can find a corner lot, you can find an interesting wedge shape. I mean, if you're just kind of looking at this map for more than a couple seconds, you can see it's not all just a bunch of rectangles, right? So something to be aware of if you really want a big backyard, but your budget doesn't allow you to get a home on a 60-foot home site, I can definitely help you find something that fits your budget and is a big yard on a 40-foot home site. So as you tour the model home, I'm going to talk a little bit about David Weekley. I will say the model home, if you are interested, that is their Touchstone model. It is a 3-bed, 2-bath, 2,556 square foot home, 2-car garage, and that one would be mid 400,000s. So David Weekley, the homes here are listed between 400,000 to about 550,000. So that's the price range we're looking at. The incentives they're currently offering For a quick move-in, so something that's already built, you don't really have any say in the upgrades or the lot placement, they're offering a 4.99% conventional loan. It's fantastic. If you went the resale route today, you're looking at 6.58, I think is what I saw, which is actually low, believe it or not. So getting something at 4.99 definitely beats going the resale route. Or if you do the to-be-built route, say you want to pick your own lot, and I can show here on the screen now just a quick glimpse at their open lots. This is obviously going to change as we move forward, but all those green lots are available. You can pick your own lot, and they're offering half off your options. So all the upgrades you choose up to 100,000. So you get 100,000 worth of upgrades, they're going to take 50,000 off, right? Or you can lock in that 4.99%. So I think that's great. Some people, if they're buying with cash or they're doing a very large down payment, getting 50,000 off of upgrades is potentially a really good choice, and you get to choose your own lot placement too. So I like that they have those two different. You can either get the 4.99% if you're more concerned about interest rates, or if you just want to take as much money off the cost as possible up front, you can get up to 50,000 off of those options. They build on 65-foot lots, which is quite wide, but it's 65 by 85. It's a really shallow back end, and you'll see in the two homes we tour, the backyard is quite shallow. So definitely a con with David Weekley Homes. Their lots are not super deep. So something to be aware of. That being said, you can always get an empty lot with maybe the green belt behind it or a corner lot. There's ways to get around that. But yeah, that's the incentives they're offering. Now we're gonna go check out two of their homes. So I'll see you at house number 1. So the first David Weekley home we're checking out is their Carpenter floor plan. This is a 1-story, 3-bed, 2-bath, 1,902 square feet, and this one's listed at $450,000. Pan around so you can kind of see where we're at. See the house next door is finished. They just need to do landscaping. And we have an empty lot over there. Pretty wide streets. Yeah, let's check this one out. So we have 2-car garage. Really clean exterior with these wide baseboards, and then you have the hardy plank above the garage, and then just this really good looking red brick along the bottom. Looks nice. And I love the front door, looks amazing. This light wood with the black handle. No pad here, which I'm so used to seeing keypads now, so that was a little surprising to see that doesn't come with that. But love this door, not an 8-foot door or anything like that. You get some more natural light coming above it though. And so this opens up. We have this flex area over here, which I would probably use as a home office. Does come with a fan, which is nice, unexpected. We have LVP flooring throughout. To the right is our 2 guest bedrooms, both carpeted, no fan, and which is pretty common for builders. Really soft carpet as I'm walking through it. And then this is the guest bathroom. So looks like we have quartz countertop, pretty skinny. I always like the single faucet, it just makes it easier to clean around it. And then floor to ceiling tile for the shower, that's nice little upgrade. And it is a bathtub. So if you have small kids, you have that bathtub option. Or if you're like me and you have a dog, you have a bathtub option. And then second bedroom, which you could also use as a home office. It's a wall of windows, so this is really nice, the amount of natural light coming in here from this bedroom. Here we just have a small closet, a little extra storage space, and then this opens up to our primary area. So TV here, ton of natural light coming in through the windows by the back patio. And then a little odd, but they have their utility room right here off of the living room. Depending on how loud it gets, that could be a little annoying. Close the door, but you're sitting right here watching TV and the dryer's going. So that's maybe not the smartest place to put it, but that's just like my opinion, man. Here we have a pantry. It's okay size, it's not great. Let's be honest, it's not great. I do like this kitchen. It's a very stylish kitchen. So I love the black accents that we have, and then this green cabinets they went with, and then they went with this gold handles throughout. Pretty Yeah, no soft close, pretty standard as far as the material for the cabinets. I do like the 5 burner range, 36-inch wide. Really cool with this kind of beige, brown, gray subway tile on the back. And then they kept that with the sink too, which I thought was fun. Not white or black, which you typically see. Built-in oven, built-in microwave. Here is our 2-car garage. So not a ton of space. You can always tell every 2-car garage door is gonna be the same width. So you always just look at the wall to the side of the garage, what that looks like. And that looks about 8 inches or so, 8 or 9 inches either side. It's not terribly large. And then not as many outlets as I was expecting. So you have your Rainbird irrigation system, you have your water heater, and then just 1 outlet there and 1 outlet there, and that's it. So if you're someone who really wants a lot of outlets, maybe you have a workshop in your garage, or you just need to plug things in, this is not the greatest. Oh, there's one hidden, one right there. Not the greatest. As far as appliances, refrigerator, washer, dryer, these are always negotiable through builders. Even if they say they don't offer it, we can figure out a way. I've done it where I've had the builder give me a bonus and then I buy my clients the fridge, washer, dryer after the fact. So there's ways to get around that. It doesn't really matter if the builder says they have it in stock or they don't. There's ways to negotiate that if that's important to you. Here we have a very low and very bright chandelier, question mark? I'm not sure what you would call this, but the light over the dining room, right? Again, lots of natural light coming in through. And then this back patio, really skinny, accentuated by the iron deck chairs back here. I don't know why this is here. Yeah, this kind of sucks. I wish they had just extended it to there. Then it would be, hey, this is an amazing patio. This is crazy skinny. And it's even showcasing how little room you have. Put a couple chairs here and then you have no more room. I do like that we have the gas outlet for your grill, which is nice. Not every builder does that. But these are really shallow lots. So not the most yard space with the lots that David Weekley is offering in Sunfield. Other builders definitely offer bigger lots. So if a huge backyard is important to you, this may not be the builder for you. And then this is the final room. We're now in the primary bedroom. Good sized primary bedroom. That's another thing too, because of how shallow the lots are. I mean, you can barely see any sky from just standing here because you're so close to your rear neighbor and they're so close to you because they also don't have a lot of yard space. So yeah, I'm not a huge fan of that. We have to get super close and you're like, okay, that's the weather today. This isn't the best, forget view, right? You're not gonna be looking at your window, but just letting in natural light, this isn't the best, I would argue. Bathroom's nice. I do like the bathroom quite a lot. So I like the lighting that we have here. I like that we have separated mirrors. Typically a builder just puts one long mirror in something like this. Dual vanity, what they call their super shower. So this is a massive shower, no door, just walk in. You have the built-in shelf. You have 2 different nozzles there, and then a little bit of natural light. I wish that was a little bit bigger. I do like floor to ceiling tile. That looks great. Yeah, very nice shower. And then your walk-in closet, which is okay. It's not great, but it's okay. For the price, it's all right. And then just a linen closet here and toilet right there. Cool. So there you have it. That's the first David Weekley home. We're gonna check out one other house. Maybe that's on a bigger lot. Let's go find out. I'll see you over there. So the final David Weekley home we're checking out is their countryside floor plan. This is a 1,996 square foot home, so about 100 more square foot than the last home. 3 bed, 2 bath like the previous home, but it's listed much higher at 499,000. So we're about 50 grand higher than the previous house. It's a 1-story like the last house, 2-car garage like the last house. So we're gonna explore and figure out why this one is worth, in their mind, 50,000 more, I should say. Pan around so you can see empty lots over here right now. And then road coming directly this way. I'm always worried about that with just headlights coming in, but thankfully it's coming to that side of the house, so not so much over here. Pretty wide roads here. Let's check it out. So exterior wise, I mean, similar in some regards as far as the materials, right? We're seeing the same wide baseboards, the hardy plank, you know, the brick on the bottom trim. Kind of boring, I would say, as far as the garage doors, the same color as the hardy plank. It's a very anonymous, I walk by this house, I wouldn't notice it color scheme. Same door as the previous one. Very similar floor plan, honestly, when I walk in. So we have this study area with the fan over here. Great spot. I love the large window here, a desk here. That's nice. I like how open this feels. And then our 2 guest bedrooms. Guest bedrooms are not that big. They're okay. They're not that big though. Both carpeted, so you can see it again. I'm just imagining, I mean, don't put a queen size in here. Full size would be the max. And then same with this one. Not the largest, typical closet. We do have our utility room over here, which is nice. It's not right next to the living room. Decent size. And then guest bathroom. I'm a little annoyed they didn't do floor to ceiling with the tile there. They stopped it pretty low. But they maintained the LVP flooring going into the bathroom here. Yeah, I like the lighting above the mirrors. Same fixtures as far as the black handles, hinges, faucets. Over here is our garage. So we have a walkway and then 2-car garage. It's a little bit bigger. I'd say it's maybe 3 or 4, maybe 3 inches wider. So it is a slightly wider garage, but it's the same layout as the previous one. Nothing too exciting going on here. Over here, we just have a coat closet and then main living area, kitchen. Now this is gonna show better because they have it staged, so you're actually seeing furniture in the shop. I think I prefer the last kitchen a little bit more. I'm surprised to see a freestanding range here. Typically with the newer build, you're gonna see at this price range, a built-in oven, built-in range with the drawers underneath. You do get the built-in microwave, but not the built-in range or built-in oven. So it's kind of a lower quality there. I love this countertop. It's a really nice high quality countertop. Same backsplash, I think, as the previous home. And then we do get a corner pantry, so we have more space. Looking over at the dining area. Decent amount of space, lots of natural light. So what we're seeing now is definitely the reason why this is priced higher, even though it is very similar in square foot and it's the exact same, bed and bath. It's because of the lot placement. So we can see this is just open field, which is nice. So I'm not sure what's going on here because I see a little fence there and then open spot. I don't know if they're gonna add maybe a running path here. I would assume that's what they're gonna add here. But regardless, off in the distance is where they're building more of Sunfield. And this is gonna stay a nice green space. So it's definitely a vast improvement from the previous lot. It feels like we're also getting more backyard. I like when they put the rocks on the side. That makes it easier for landscaping. And then this patio in general is just larger with stackable glass doors, so you can push it fully and opens all the way in. Now, that's good for 2 months of the year in Texas, right? Most of the time it's either gonna be sweltering hot or way too cold for you to want to do that. But it's nice to have that option, at least, if you do host people over. I really like this. I don't know if I like it $50,000. You know what I mean? This home's definitely worth more because of the placement. I'm not convinced it's worth that much more. That's just personal opinion, looking at these 2 homes back to back. Looking at the primary bedroom now, definitely a larger primary bedroom. I like the amount of natural light. They were smart to not put blinds here, so you can really see that you're not having a rear neighbor, which is the main selling point for this home for sure. And then love the black tile here in the primary bath. Similar, or exact same, I should say, for the sinks. The shower is definitely not their super shower. Still nice, nice walk-in shower, just typical, right? Just the one shower head. Still not floor-to-ceiling tile. Which I don't know why that's bothering me so much, but it just is. When you're buying something that's $500,000, just those small upgrades you kind of come to expect. And then definitely a wider closet. So closet space is definitely better in this David Weekley home in the countryside. So there you have it. I'm curious what you guys think. Which one did you prefer of the two that we toured today? And do you think that it is worth an extra $50,000? I mean, we'd have to figure out the mortgage payment, but maybe a couple hundred, maybe $300 more a month to not have a rear neighbor. Are you willing to pay that? Or is that not important to you because you're not that much outside in your backyard anyway? I'm curious your guys' thoughts. Please put that in the comments below. I'd love to hear from people and what they find interesting about homes, what their priorities are. Because I'm just seeing it from my viewpoint. I have a golden retriever. I need yard space, right? I also value privacy. And so the house I live in right now, my wife and I, we actually built on a lot, and we picked that lot purely because no rear neighbor. So I get why people would pay more for this. I think this is probably asking too much, in my personal opinion. But I also know in this market, there is definitely room for negotiation. So if you are thinking of buying or just moving to the Buda area, you can always give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email, or schedule a Zoom call. I'd love to help you find a great deal, find a great lot, and just help negotiate on your behalf to make sure you're not taken advantage of when it comes to the incentives that I know builders are willing to do. But anyway, I hope this video was helpful for y'all. Again, reach out if I can help in any way. And until next time, I hope to see you guys around town.